Okay, so everyone, please welcome Dr. Vidal.
Welcome,
Thank you very much, and thank you for the presentation from Asantia. Yeah, so I'm gonna start with I'm gonna start by introducing myself first. I got a bachelor degree from Mahidol University in Faculty of Information and Communication Technology, and then I went to study abroad at the Brunel University in London by studying master degree of arts in design and branding strategy at Brunel. Then I went back to Thailand and studied my PhD in Chulalongkorn University here in Thailand. So my degree is PhD in Technopreneurship and Innovation Management. So now I'm currently working as an MD in the manufacturer that produce the supplementary food and also the cosmeceutical products such as all your skincare and hair care, anything about the all the product that help your skin looks better, right? And another business is I'm the business owner. I'm on the soccer field at Jam Wattana, yeah, a soccer field named Kick Arena. And another one is
Don't mention that word.
or the store that sells sport equipment. It's a specialty store that sells all the products about the football. Yeah, in the soccer fields, and have two branches of the store that sell the products of the football, right? Another one is I'm a chief operating officer at the call center service company named True Rise with Pikum Ganchai. Yeah, we're doing the thing that like an agency that let our customer who want to sell the product on the television or via the TV program, we can let them go there and we will support them of the CRM and all the things that we can help the customer got some information from us. So, all right. So today we're gonna talk briefly. So it's agenda that we can talk today. So the first one is we need to know what is the business analytics. And I thought that you guys have heard about this before, right? Business analytics, right? Okay, so we're gonna wrap up a little bit about this theory, and we're gonna talk briefly in how this is done, who is using it, and a few challenges and tips for apply the business analytics into the business world, into the real business things, right? Then I'm gonna give you a case study. I'm gonna sharing you my experience about my work of applying the business analytics in the real business. So, all right. So first we're gonna start with these questions. What is the business analytics? The business analytics is the thing that we use, the tools and techniques to turn the data into the business insight, right? Because we've got a lot of data, that we need to use the tools and techniques to turn the data, all the data, or the messy data, or the garbage data, maybe, to turn into the business insight. So, what this looks like? What this actually looks like? Because we collect all the data in many ways. Maybe we collect from questionnaires, observations, anything else. Yeah, it may come with the good data. Some of them is messy data, and some of them is garbage data that we cannot use it, right? So we need it. What we need, we need the tools or the techniques that transform all the data, clustering the data, or scrapping the bad data into the business insight. So some of them we can use it, but some of them is noise, so we cannot use it. So there are three types of business analytics. So the first one is descriptive analytics. They will come with the historical data. So you can use the historical data to understand, to analyze what is happened in your business, and you're gonna start with the question what happened and why. Another one is the predictive analytics. It's the thing that you have to forecasting in the future event that will happen in the future. You need to collect all the data to forecast the thing that will happen in future for your business. So this is the second one. And the third one is the prescriptive analytics. Yeah. So it's the something that match all both of this together and try to get you a solution. What should we do and how to resolve it, the business problem. So I'm gonna know you about the buzzwords. Maybe you can heard about the business intelligence, right? Business decision science, data science. Actually, it's quite a little bit slightly different, but it's not the same thing. But don't worry too much about the difference. They all support same goal, which is using tools and techniques to turn the data into the business insight. All right. So the process that we gonna turn the data into the business insight. What we should do, what the methodology that we apply it when we want to solve the problem of the business. So first, we need to start with the business problem, right? Why we need to start the business problem? Actually, is do the same thing from the scientist side, right? We start from the problem, then we try to find a way to solve that problem. So analytics, we follow the process that's similar to the scientific method, and they will start with the business problem. For example, the optimized pricing to boost the revenue. If you want to find the optimized pricing to boost the revenue, how to use how to pick up the tools that suitable for the solution. And another thing is you want to segment your customer to tailor the product offers. Another one is bottleneck and all failure points on the supply chain. So we not just exporting data for fun, we want to size the market opportunity. So we can use it to solve the business problem. So how we plan to solve this work? So at first, after you know the problem of the business, you need to plan to solve the problem, right? We plan the work by, first one, we need to analyze the problem, okay? So at first, you have to analyze this carefully. That is the big problem that you want to solve. Then you have to estimate the effort, right? You need to estimate what resource that you have, what the money that you have to solve, because all the things that you will solve the problem, then they need a cost. If you want to apply something, you need to use the money to do that, right? You need to use the people to do that. You need to use the data to solve the problem. So the second one, you need to estimate the effort, right? And the third one is you need to build a business case. What is the meaning of build the business case? All right. To build the business case means you need to present your case to the person who will support you. For example, if you want to develop the application, you need to make sure that the user will use it. Yeah. If you want to show your leader that, okay, it will good to solve the problem, you have to make sure that the leader will have the strong support to okay with that work, all right? So at this point, you need to ask a lot of questions to get the required data. You need to check the availability of the data. Maybe you plan to do, you have the business problem, you estimate the effort that you can get the data. it's very hard to get the data. The quality of the data as well, the quality. If you get the data, but the data is not good quality enough, so you cannot use it. Another one is granularity. If you want to solve the problem in your organization, you can get the data from your organization, for example, sales, financials, but you want to solve the problem in the country. So you need to get the data from the city size or the country size, right? And frequency. All right. So the business case, you need to present your leaders or the user. In many cases, you need to compare this to the user. If you can solve this problem, what will happen? Is it be good, better, or best? You need to convince them to join you, and you need a lot of data, a lot of backup data to support you that it will be a good idea to solve that problem. So the process that we need to solve the problem, you have to grab it. Grab it actually means like you have to grab all the data first, or you collect the data, and you have to store it. You have to store data in something, or maybe use the tools like Microsoft Excel, something to store the data. You need to clean the data to make it useful for you to use in the business side. You need to analyze all the data, what variable that you can use actually. And you need to visualize the data and also interpret the data into the business insight. All right. So then move forward unless you have a strong support at management. So I talk about the outline of this business analytics because I need you to follow this step. When you want to apply the business analytics techniques or tools in your business world, so you need to follow this step. So it makes you safe if you want to solve that problem. So I'm going to give you some little bit example of the famous analytics nowadays. This is I call traditional analytics. Traditional analytics is the thing that we use nowadays. For big is we will use it with the structured data, structured implementations, support lots of demands, and sometimes it's stiff. We're gonna get the data or collect the data from supply chain, right? Maybe from sales or finance in organizations. Then we use the tools called ETL. Anyone know about the ETL? Yeah? Yeah, correct, good. ETL is the tools that extract the data, then transform the data and loading the data into the data warehouse. Yeah, it's a tool that you can clean and faster the data to make it suitable to use to solve the problem. So you use ETL to solve the data warehouse. Then after you collect all the data and store it in the data warehouse, what we have to do next? We will generate it in form of graph, models to build the business case, to present it to your colleagues, your leaders, or your users, right?
You can ask. I don't know. No one mentioned. You want, right?
All right.
For what?
And another example is the big data analysis. The big data analysis is structured implementation. Nowadays, we all use a lot of Twitter and Facebook, web board or website, anything, right? A messenger. They are unstructured data. So we need to structure them first before we use it. So we collect all the data from the social site, right? Then we use some of the tools that we call Hadoop cluster. But we don't talk deep down in this tools, right? Okay. So do we use Hadoop caster to castering the data, scraping the data, then we store it in the data warehouse and interpret it as the model and the graph to present on your user as well. And the third example is the Excel Power User. This will be affordable and only user-limited user easily respond to needs. If you want to present your business analytics to your leader in your organization, most of them will use this technique by using the Excel or Microsoft Excel, or maybe some of them use the Microsoft Access to analyze the data to present to your leader. So that's why we may get some information from Excel. Yeah, like sales report, like financial report, and anything. Or maybe we can grab it from the internet, right? To support our data. And we extract it and we collect it into the Microsoft Excel, and we sharing it to our boss or our leader via the email or some cloud system, or maybe. So that's all the example that I give you an information what's different between the traditional model, big data analytics, and Excel user, right? So I'm going to give you a little bit to know about the case study of Microsoft. Okay, that case study is what Microsoft used the business analytics to solve the problem. Okay, Microsoft found that there are a lot of they have 5 buildings, and they want to improve the productivity and collaboration in Microsoft. So they try to figure it out how to improve the productivity and collaboration in the office. So they have 5 buildings. So they want to reduce the building into 4 buildings and get the employee to separate into 4 buildings to make them get closer, to reduce their time to move to another area. So they want to communicate the plan meeting. They use the ad hoc conversation, awareness of teammates in their work, and building trust relationship between the teammates. So they call that technique is workplace analytics. At first, they collect all the data and they analyze the data by using some tools that they produce, and they found that the result that they found that they can reduction the travel time for meeting. When the people are get together, they easily closer. When someone want to meet someone, they easily get closer to other people. So they can reduce the time that employees travel together when they have work that they have to talk face to face, right? They can reduce 46% for the reduction of travel time. And after they did this analytics, they found a total of 100 hours saved per week across the 1,400 employees involved in this move. And the estimate cost saving is $520,000 per year. It's a lot, right? All right. So the cooperation within the organization increased because they moved the employee to be the same building. Yeah. They reduced the building that employees stay at the building 5 into the building 1 to 4, and they get closer, and everyone want to share the meeting. Everyone want to have a meeting. Everyone want to meet and share the ideas together, so they can increase the productivity and cooperation in the business. All right. So now I'm gonna sharing my experience for my work. After you all know about the step to start or to use your business analytics in the real world, right? So first, as I told you in the beginning, that I'm an entrepreneur, right? I have a manufacturer and I have also in the sport industry. As I told you in the beginning, that I'm the owner of the soccer fields and the owner of the sport equipment store. So that will come from the thing that I'm gonna tell you today. So the case study number 2 is about the sport retailer. Alright. Okay, we're gonna throw up on the theory, and I'm gonna sharing you my experience and my story. Okay. So 9 years ago, when I was 24 years old, so you can know my age already, right? Okay. At that time, I just finished my master's degree from London. Then I went back here to Thailand, and I thought that okay, I want to be a lecturer. So I think that I should continue studying the PhD. So then, and I also want to be in my own business. I also have my own business as well. So what will I do? My brother asked me, okay, you would like to join me? I want to open the shop that sell the sport equipment. But that shop will sell only a football equipment. So that's called specialty store. We sell only equipment about the football, and actually we focusing on the football booth. So at that time, I don't have any idea about football because I'm a girl, right? And I don't know what football is. Why we have to sell only football? Why we don't sell running shoes or street shoes, something like that. So I tried to find. I do my research, and I found that football becomes a fashionable product nowadays. If you can see that now at the past, if you want to go running, you go buy running shoe, right? But nowadays you don't need to buy running shoe. You maybe buy a street shoe or something for run, and Nike, Adidas, or Puma, they want to make more sales. So they produce a lot of fashionable products, a lot of models, a lot of colorway of any shoes, and they try to make more sales. Especially, moreover, they compete with the Adidas, Puma, and other competitors. So they invest heavily in marketing to make the people want to buy the product and change the product in twice a week. So that's why the problem will occur. At first, I need to make a future order. They call the future order. That I have to forecast the order before the product launch around 6 months or 1 year. So this is hard for entrepreneur, right? For the retailer or wholesaler to forecast that product will be sell well or not. If it can sell, sometimes in the future order will be in the book. They will invite the distributor to join the class, something like that, and they're gonna give you a mock-up model to check that okay, you want to order this, how quality to what you order, quantity. So but you can understand that you will not know the demand in the future of your customer, right? So this is happened. This is the old model of one of the shoes. The old model. It's called Adipower. It's the model that launched in the 2011. As you can see, it's the same thing. but it's just only different color. So the shoes is very hard to manage your inventory, right? Because there are a lot of colorways, a lot of size, and lots of model class, right? And this is one of the example. They have a super top model. So the product like a football boots around 10,000 baht or more, right? And the top model is maybe around 7 or 8,000 baht, and then a middle model and basic models. You can buy the soccer shoes by only 2,000 or 3,000 baht, right? Moreover, they still have synthetic leather, and they still have a leather from kangaroo leather and other leather as well. So what's the difference? Some of them have a wide feet, right? So if you use the leather, it will be more comfortable if you're wearing the leather, kangaroo leather, right? It's soft but it's not light. But you want to run faster like Messi, you maybe have to use the synthetic one, right? Because it will be lighter than the leather one, all right? And the size of the shoes, right? You start from 4 US until actually in this table is 11 US, right? But actually in the real things it's 30 US. Anyone have a big size like 13? No? So I think most of you maybe use 9 US, right? For right? 9 or 8.5. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, it's a wide range of a size. So if you want to manage your inventory or your stock in your retail store and wholesale store, it's very hard. I think it's the hardest one because there is very variety of the product. If you're comparing with the cost, maybe we have SML, XL, right? And shirt or trouser or anything, but this is quite very hard to manage your inventory. Okay, and there are a lot of brands nowadays for football. For example, I'll give you some example. They have Nike, Adidas, Puma, Pan, Mizuno, Warwick. Anything else? Anyone know about other brands? Who play football here? You, right? And you? So what sport you play? Golf? Or you can play any sport? Yeah, right. Can you work out?
Baseball.
Alright, okay.
Cricket.
So maybe other brand is ASICS. It's a Japanese brand, right? ASICS and what else? Yeah, maybe. It's a lot, right? So the specialty store will collect all the brand. We sell multi-brand, right? So we need to have all the brands to serve our customer to make to lead to the customer satisfaction, right? And that category, for example, in Adidas, and I also have speed term. If you want to run fast, you need to use this category. Control. If you want to control your ball, you need to use the control category. If you want to touch soft, so you need to use the category. So it's a lot. And the model, as I told you in the previous slide, right? Top, actually I have the super top model, middle model, and basic model, right? And the size is 4 to 30 US. Yeah. So, and it's another problem. Actually, I need to tell you a lot this is my research that actually, okay, I forget to tell you, I did my research on PhD. So I found out the business problem in my industry. So I do the research. And this one is part of my research on the PhD as well. So I use this to solve the problem of inventory in the sport industry. Right. So another one is, what is it? It's is grass, right? It's a firm ground, yeah. It's a football field, right? Actually, at Nike, they produce all the stuff. Do you know the stuff? Stuff in the bottom, under the shoes, right? Okay. Actually, they produce the stuff that suitable for firm ground that we call FG stuff. But actually, in Thailand, we have a lot of artificial grass, right? Field. So it's not suitable in Thailand. So what's the problem occur? The broken start problem, because it's not suitable. The firm ground will be longer, but for artificial grass, the AG1 is shorter and thicker. So it's more suitable for artificial grass. So and there are many type of stuff as well. Firm ground, soft ground. Soft ground may be a higher grass. And the third, the shortest one, AG artificial grass. ST a street. There we have no grass, right? And the last one is IN. It's called from indoor, that you can play indoor. You don't have grass. So this is problem occur because the broken start problem. So what I just did, I analyzed the problem, right? At first, I followed the step to find out the business narrative. Actually, I found out what is the problem that occur for the sport industry and the retailer and wholesaler in Thailand, because my partner, lots of my partner, as I told you, they closed down their business within 5 years. So I criticized that what happened. So I analyze the problem, I do the research, I get the information, I collect all the data, I do the questionnaire and observation and survey to find out what is the real problem that occur in that business. So, and I do more supportive documents because I use it in my PhD thesis as well, right? So I need more and more supportive document to let the defender understand and support me. So I found that the number of business operations in Thailand is approximately 99.7% of SME, the small medium enterprise, right? And which are around 2.7 million, and only 30% of new business fail during first 2 years, and 50%, half them, have to close this during first 5 years, and 66% during first 10 years. So why? What happened? What happened, and how can I help them? How can I solve this problem? But actually, when you do something, you need to scope down your area that you want to research. So I scope down in this area of the sport industry, right? So got a headache if you want to close my business, right? Alright, so the reason that come to the business closure, there are many reasons, but 82% is come from small business fail due to the cash flow problem. They cannot they're facing with the cash flow problem, and the reason of the cash flow problem may come from not investigating the market. They don't do the research. They just want to open the shop, so they open the shop, right? They have the inventory management problem because they don't know how to manage their inventory. They don't know how to forecast their inventory. They just only forecast their inventory and stock in the warehouse, but they don't know how to release them. Another one is inability to evaluate the competitors. They don't do their homework, right? Actually, when you want to start your own business, you need to study your competitor first. How many competitors you have in that market. And you need to understand what is the strength, the weakness point of them, and you need to use everything of this to apply to your business. So another one is bad location. Maybe someone open up there is not a good location. And another one is deficient marketing plan. They don't have marketing plan. They don't do the marketing plan. They don't have a promotion when they in other seasons like New Year. You may should have a plan for promote your product, right? Okay, because it's a rainy season that people want to spend your money for something, to be a present for someone or to present for yourself, right? You used to, right? Used to have a you used to, okay, I want to spend money for my New Year, like something like that. So another, the last one is the sixth reasons is that expanding too fast. Maybe okay, I sell good, so okay, I opened the new branch, but they didn't plan carefully enough. So the last one is the business plan problem. Okay, there are many reasons that cause to the cash flow problems. Okay, so how to avoid it? So I'm mainly focusing on the inventory because I analyzed all the problem of that business and I found that the inventory is a big problem. So how to avoid it? Because inventory is a cash, right? We use the cash to buy the product and keep it in our warehouse, and it's called inventory. So if we can turn the inventory in our warehouse to be a cash, it will be we will not face to the cash flow problem, right? So we have to turn inventory to receivable to be cash and payable again. So you have to manage your inventory like it was your biggest, most expensive business asset. So why inventory management is important? As I told you, if they are in our warehouse, it's just stuff, the thing that may not have a value, right? But if we can turn it to be a cash, it's really your cash. So we will not face the cash flow, right? So there are many tools used to manage inventory management. Anyone have learned about the inventory management before?
Inventory management.
Ajahn Thila told me you have learned a little bit about inventory management, right?
We did.
A little bit? No? Right, okay. So I'm going to tell you, don't worry. Alright. So there are lots of tools that we use to solve the problem, but you have to pick the suitable one to solve the problem. The first one is vendor managed inventory. I'm not gonna deep dive into the theory, but I will tell you to know there are lots of tools or techniques that we can use to solve the inventory management. Okay, a safety stock. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just in time. Anyone heard about it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Remember now.
Just in time is mean like if you facing with the stock out, they will tell you and they will serve the stock you and fulfill that stock. So you cannot face the stock out situation. Material requirement planning, MRP, that we almost use it in the manufacturer. Yeah. EOQ or economic order quantity system, consignment stock. Consignment stock, for example, if you want to consign your product, share your product by don't pay the money. You just give it to him, and if he can sell, he will transfer money to you. It's something like that. ABC analysis. Another one is inventory pooling. So I'm interested in the inventory pooling techniques because it's very famous and it can reduce. After I did the research, I read a lot about the paper or the supporting documents that help. Inventory pooling is very interesting. In other countries, they use it quite famous. But in Thailand, we don't share any information or any product to other shops, right? We saw that there are competitors. We not saw that they are our partner. So it's a little bit hard to share or pooling the things with the other in the area in Thailand. So what is inventory pooling? Anyone heard about it? No one? Mary?
Really?
So inventory pooling, what is it? It's that refer to the firm's ability to serve the market. Inventory pooling is similar to risk pooling. If we hold all the inventory and we don't share to other or don't pool with other, we will have high risk if customer don't want to buy our product, right? But the concept of inventory pooling is we will share that risk to other companies or other store. So inventory pooling will help you to reduce the average inventory holding because if you can pooling the product with the other shops or other store, you can reduce the inventory holding cost, right? Because you don't have to keep your product in your warehouse, but you can share that products to other warehouse or other location. Inventory pooling is frequency side as the effective tools to immigrant the demand uncertainty. If you have the demand uncertainty, you cannot predict your demand. The inventory pooling will be a good way to use and apply this technique to solve the business problem. Okay. Actually, in this picture, it's a central warehouse, and they're pooling together in this area. They're sharing their products from location 1, 2, and 3 in this area that's not far. They be concerned about the transportation cost and the time that they will transship that product to others. All right. Okay. So inventory pooling will help you to decrease the holding cost, as I told you, right? And it can also increase the service level. If you pooling your product with your partner, right? If the customer comes to the shop and you don't have the product in the shop, and you pooling to other, you can ask them to share that product to you, and you can serve that customer. So the service level will increase, right? And they can also reduce the stock out. What does stock out means? Stock out means
Out of stock.
yeah, out of stock, right? Okay, so you don't have the product in your warehouse, in your shop, in your store, right? But if the customer comes to the shop and you don't have it, you can ask them in the pooling system and use that product to serve your customer. So you can reduce the percentage of the stock out. And you can generate profit if you can sell, so you will get the revenue and your profits will increase, right? And you can reduce the stock out as well, overstock as well, right? Because you don't know what is the demand of the customer in the next year. Maybe you stock too much of that model, right? If you stock a lot too much, so you will face with the situation called you stock over, or you have a dead stock a lot in your warehouse, right? So if you pooling together of the product, so it will decrease your stock over, because if someone wants that product, you can share or pooling, then you can get it to him, right? And it's also delivery the product to meet the demand. Okay, as you can see in the picture, okay, your risk is very huge. But if you pooling to other, you can share your risk to others as well, right? Okay, so the type of the pooling, they have two types. The first one is location pooling. You maybe pool only the store that nearby you. Yeah, you have to make an area and you pool just only that location that near you, right? The practice of pooling demand from separate geographic markets, combining the inventory from store into different physical locations. And the product pooling is the practice of meeting demand for multiple distinct products with a single universe product capable of satisfying the needs of our customer. Product pooling is, as I told you, you can share that product, but it's not depends on location. Right? Maybe some of the product you can pull from Chiang Mai. It's quite far, right? It's not the same area, or it's not in Bangkok, but you still can share. You maybe can share. Actually, they have another one called information pooling as well. You can pooling your information together, but you don't have to use that the physical things and pooling it at the same place. Okay, so what's the difference? Give you some example.